Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of the GIF podcast. On this episode, we don't have Patricia here, sadly, but don't worry, we have amazing guests. You have seen them before, maybe you haven't seen them before. So if you haven't, go listen or go watch again. So we have an interesting topic today. It's called The Little Question That Bother Us. Why are you nosy? You know that those questions someone can ask you with a malice, like with a bad intent. Anakuuliza lakini mbona anakuuliza imsaidie kivipi? So those are some of the questions we want to discuss. So this one is a personal attack to us. To all of us. So this one is like, you're too beautiful to be a certain type, or kama majua nasemanga, you're too beautiful to be African. Skr. Kwani Africa wanafaa wakaaje? Ama this tribe wanafaa wakaaje? How? Why do people ask those stupid questions? Why? Bunda ushaipata swali?
Me, I've gotten a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I cringe at them so much because, like, just shut up. You don't have to ask them.
Why?
You don't have to.
The question I want to ask them, counter ask, is where was that billboard posted that these Africans should look like this tribe should look like this tribe should look like that? Ilipostiwa wapi tunde tuone ndo tujue this is how they should look. Susan, umeambiwa you
were in high school. I don't know how. Okay, it's quite a personal matter, but yeah, in high school I don't know how I used to look like. Alafu someone came and asked me like, "What's your?" And I said, and he's like, "Obviously, jitunajua kikuini number 9," and I'm like, well,
attacking.
Well, wow. Nani alisema ati you're supposed to be number 9? Like, what's the issue with having what do they say? Cylinder? No, it's a
an hourglass figure.
Triangle.
There's a I don't know. It's trapezium. No, but there's a shape they used to relate that tribe with. With that shape. And I don't know who said ama nikwe msichana kwe na haga and you're like mimi nim. And you're like, wow, kumona kwanga na haga. True.
But then that just shows how ignorant some people are. Because if you're a full grown man or woman and you utter those words, to be honest, I'll look at you very, very. If you are in a serious conversation, inaisha hapo. Like, I won't even take you seriously anymore. Boga point 0 tuokoe tu sasa because you are useless at this point. Another than that, this one gets me also rattled up is you have gained weight or you have lost weight. Why should that concern you? I feel like gaining weight or losing weight is personal because it's not like you're going to be carrying me around to town or you're going to be feeding me. So why does my weight have an issue with you? Why?
Especially African aunties.
Family just also. Yeah. Family have a way of putting people down.
Like, using your salamu. No, menona.
Sasa yunafai small talk. I'm like, the conversation starter.
Me, I usually feel personally attacked because I've basically looked the same throughout my life. Like, I've never been big. I've always been
the same.
But not every time we have a family function. Hey, Angie. Hata ile miaka uko nayo. Kwani hukuli? I'm like, guys, as in, is this supposed to be like a normal conversation for you? Because that's body shaming actually.
Exactly.
Let's just like put cards on that. That's body shaming. Kama conversation yako inaanzanga na kwani haunonangi, haukondangi na umenona sana.
True.
That's body shaming and you should be ashamed of yourself.
First of all,
but
Jane,
to be the devil's advocate, yeah. Let's say you have a close friend. You're really, really close, and all of a sudden you just notice like she's losing weight. Ama she's maybe getting to a point she's going to get to be best, like she's going to have obesity. I feel like as a friend,
you should
I should
voice
like,
it.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, you're losing a lot of weight. Like, are you okay? You know, are you having like, is it a health problem? You know, is school okay? Like, are you having problems with home? Like, are you you know, it might be okay. It might sound rude to some point, but then it matters the way you bring it out. You know, Susan uko sawa, like
True.
you know, umekuwa ukigain, be check on what you eat. Okay, it's not like I'm being a health whatever, but you know, check on what you're eating, because maybe you'll get to a certain point you'll be obese, and it comes with its own, you know. Yeah, so let's not be just like, it matters, like the way you're bringing it out
matters a lot. But again, you can also read the room, like you can know if this is something I can ask ni cause of alarm ama tu, so you know, just this ones can be in the small talk yako, surely how can that be a cause of how can that and be concern?
These are also like rules of life, like unspoken things. There are things you shouldn't ask people about their weight, sexual orientation, who they are dating, like unless they decide to tell you willingly. It shouldn't be something that should be like a conversation starter.
True. But who you are dating si udaku kiasi?
Udaku ni sawa. Hiyo iko sawa. Udaku is key. Yeah, but vile pia unauliza hiyo swali sikani.
True, by the way. Yeah. But again, you know that who you are dating, maybe if it's your friend and she's gone back to the toxic ex.
No, that is another story. That's another story.
I want to know. I want to start the conversation with that. Honestly, I want to start the conversation with that. Hey, I have to tell you, bro. Who are you dating? Is it the nurse? No. Anyway, saying on another related question. Kwanza ni ya family or some people close relatives when you are in school, when you're high school, I'm a primary, yeah. Kitoka shule, me this thing is to give me like ilikuwa inaniogopesha tu, hata nikifika home me don't those questions. Okay, parents can ask like how was school, what did you get, those ones parents can ask, but other people, why are you asking? Why are you paying the fees? Why are you asking? And then, you know, because you're a child, you're just obligated to say. You're just obligated. Nilipata D+, nilipata E. You're just and then from there they're just like, kwani nini mbaya?
Na venye ulikuanga mtopio.
I know. Na venye uko shule mzuri. School is hard.
And high school is totally
very different. And school is hard. It's hard. See, I just don't like those questions. After right now, when I see a child, I don't like asking at him how is school, because I know. I know. Kwanza unaweza muuliza tu akunje sura and just like enye hapa I don't. But kwanza my auntie, they don't read facials. Like you can be like ulipata nini, unaanza kunja sura na naendelea kupoke. Na midterm na break
na sasa target yako ni nini?
Ati unataka kukua nini? KCSE nayo unataka kupata. Oh my god.
Why are they like that? But anyway, it's I don't know if we'll be such aunties, but I hope not.
I hope not.
Ade utakuwa unaona auntie unatoroka, you're like huyu anaulizanga tu maswali zingine haziko. So another one is when you're in a social setting or when you're drinking or you are in a social setting, when someone is surprised when you say you don't smoke or you don't drink, they assume that you are boring. Susan, take the floor. How do you feel about that?
Okay. Personally, you know, I know my limits. Everyone knows their limits.
True.
And maybe this was not the scene, you know. And it's a bit judgmental. Okay, it's obviously judgmental if you come and say like I'm boring, alafu you don't even know me. How yet you've already you don't want to associate with me. Like people are dancing, you're in your crowd there, you're already, you know, it's a bit boring. You're a party pooper because already you've already judged me in a way that you don't know me. So
Wanja, what do you think about that?
First of all, I usually say consent cuts across. So if someone says they don't drink, you should respect that. Nani alisema juu watu wameenda out lazima wakunywe.
True.
Personally, may have friends who don't drink at all, and we occasionally go out together.
And they have fun.
And they have fun. We have the same amount of fun. So I think it should be something people should respect. Hata actually mkienda out na mtu na unaona hakunywi, wachana na yeye. True. Enjoy your kinywaji. Have your good time.
Na story endelee. Cynthia?
For me, I think it's like tuseme like kitambo, like you used to go out as friends and then it reached a point ukaona tu manze, I'm done with this life of drinking and blah blah blah, but you guys still go out. Like don't feel that pressure to like do whatever
what people are doing. True.
Because if you don't want to, you don't want to. Let nobody tell you do this, don't do this. You know, it's your decision. You make it yourself.
True. Because there's this trend. See social media, but nowadays there's this trend where I see people kwanza kwa Insta story that they're out in a club and then you see mostly nakwanga men unaona wameshikilia a whole bottle wana sukunywe ni birthday yako
kila mtu ni birthday yake
a whole bottle now. Can you umpendi? Because you know that thing can choke you. Why do that? What if it goes to a different pipe? Iende kwa trachea mtu akufe hapo akose lako.
They're busy holding their phones.
I know. That thing really it's annoying. Why do that? And then you find it at all they laugh, and if you don't if you move away wanacheka wanakuita sijui weakling. Boy, because if you're a man and you do that, instant ick, immediately.
Get out. Red flag. Talker.
Get out. Why should you enjoy people suffering? Wewe ukunywe shot yako vizuri lakini rafiki yako akunywe the whole yega. Akunywe the whole. Amaliza na 5 seconds. No. People should stop doing that. So another one is for women. This one is for women, we know. If you are dressed well or you are looking good, as per usual, like maybe normally umezoea kukaa brother and then this day you decide to slay for the gods. People are like, hey, unaenda kumit nani? Who are you trying to impress? Why do people assume that mostly that if you dress well, you are going to meet someone or you are going to, especially if you're going even out with your friends, obviously your boyfriend will be like, you can't be looking that good to just go have fun with your friends. Why? I can't just look good for myself? I can't just look good for my girlfriends? Yeah. I want to make a statement for them. Also, even if I want to look good for people, but I want good for people to see I look good. I just want people to see I look good. Yeah. It doesn't have to be at nimeenda fishing and I'm going to fish for real. How do you think, Wanja? What do you think about that? Do you look good for people?
Me, I look good for myself. Honestly.
Exactly.
I like looking good. But,
for yourself.
But now, like, in terms of, like, society and social construct, there's the female gaze and male gaze. So, people automatically, the way you dress, is, like, for women, you'll assume a man will dress well so they can look good to women's eyes.
Do they put effort?
Sweatpants.
Do they? Na umekuja na full a whole bit.
You umepaka shades, different shades of like lipstick.
Umepaka
contour.
Sweatpants, slides na socks.
Na mejaribu. Like this guys, you know, women, we put effort because you see also society, like there's a way they treat women according to how they dress. Even when you're going to work, true. There's this casual, official wear. So, like, the female gaze is an actual thing. Like, men will assume when a lady is dressed a certain way, they're dressed to please a man's eyes.
True.
And not for themselves.
Susan, umenyamaza sana. Kwani you dress for who?
I won't be biased. Sometimes I do dress for someone.
When it's your decision anywhere.
You know, if I'm going fishing, let's not even lie.
You must be seen. My babies must be out.
My smile must, Of course, to that point, it wasn't for me. Because if it was for me, I'd have dressed, take a picture, maybe like okay, kosawa nirudishe. But to be honest, nimejivalia kweli. I've gone fishing. My kids are around.
Okay, it depends on the situation. Come on, unaenda fishing, you definitely you must fish the whole sea.
From the minute you step out.
But do you feel like people normally just assume that most of the time when you're dressed well?
That is the wrong part. But if you see like well dressed, it doesn't mean. Maybe today I just felt like I wanted to do the most because it's on me, you know.
True.
Not the fact that you're assuming that I've gone to see, like I've dressed so that I can go see someone. No, that's where you go wrong. That's where you go wrong. But don't just assume. But there's some instances, you know,
which are most.
Yeah,
Most
not most.
You're
Yes,
the
but-
People even dress up like the uni I was in. People used to dress up to go for exams.
To look good for
People
that
used to
paper.
dress, on a Monday you have an 8 o'clock exam. Ladies are dressed. The men are in suits. You're like, is there an occasion?
Kwani ni low?
there?
Kwani practical? But what do you think? Do you dress for yourself mostly?
Mostly I do dress for
True.
myself, but then there's sometimes maybe you're going to see someone, of course, like she said.
You have to
You have
look,
to-
dress the part.
But then there's just sometimes unaamka asubuhi and you're like, today I really want to look
It's a good
so
day.
good.
Yeah.
Unaamka, you do your makeup, you take photos, you do some videos. Like it's just for yourself, you
Yeah.
know.
And
It's
you
all my stereotypes za watu.
ziende
Whatever,
huko.
yeah.
So some questions ujiweke. Ukiona nakaa vizuri, depends. Ka tunaenda out, you can ask me, you look too good, and I'll be like, honey, I'm going fishing. So what do you think? What do you mean? Anyway, another question. So this one is the last one. So hold up your. And before I ask the last question, anyone who has a question that they think that people should not be asking, that you feel like, hey, hii watu mnatulizanga sana. Like, why do you assume that you want to ask me?
Oh, I have one.
Discuss.
This one is for single people. Like, why do people assume single people? Kwanza, wacha hata nisiende mbali. In Nairobi, the most single people right now are married people and people in relationships. Seriously, like what is happening? Like sisi watu single
Amko single.
hatuna mambo mingi. We're just chilling, relaxing. People just want to assume
That-
umeachwa nini. Lakini sahi, mali tuko sahi.
Tuko sawa.
It is very easy to like catch an eye of someone in a relationship. Hata si watu single. Like unaanza kuongea na mtu kidogo unasikia ako married. Kidogo umesikia ako na boyfriend. Mara ako na baby mama.
True.
And I'm like, what? Ama ni mimi peke yangu I've been
It's all of us.
yeah, like how do you guys feel about that? Like are single people an issue? Ama it's the people who have
It's the people who have. Umesikia forbidden fruit. Ile Adam. ile forbidden fruit inakonga tamu. Yani, you know, even the people who are in the relationships, they feel like what they have is not satisfying. So they would want to
disturb us
the single people is where it's at.
Yes.
But they'll still remain loyal to their mains. Wewe tu utakuwa side as
Loyalty
side.
is,
Okay, loyal in the sense of the heart loyal, not loyal in the sense of what they are doing. Not loyal in what they are doing, but loyal in like,
the heart.
who do I want to go back home to?
Clearly their heart loves more than one person. Clearly. East side, left inavyoona mtu
Ingine.
right inavyoona mtu
Ama all the corners
all the
iko na
corners
mtu.
of the ventricles na arteries
Ziko na
zinafanya watu
mtu.
different.
And that's that. But for now, I feel like nowadays, the century we are in, being in a committed relationship and ni watu wawili inakwanga so rare that even when you just see people in a couple, you're just like mtaachana tu, ama he's definitely cheating, ama she's definitely cheating.
Too good for him.
He's too exactly. You know that kina Edgar wana flourish because every day watu tu wako too busy ready for your downfall. That's why Edgar ana flourish because people what in this century we are in, people just don't believe that a relationship is just two people. Watu tu wako ready ku hata wale wenye wako two people, wale wenye wako single, they're like, I want that one. That one that has 5 kids is the one I want. That one that has 2 baby mamas is the one I want. Like people in this century,
People are not respectful of. They are not mindful.
They are not mindful of that. And I had there's a conversation I was having with my friend the other day when I was telling her that there's a friend of mine who's like she's in a relationship with someone who's married. So I was telling my friend that I don't feel like so this other friend was telling me that zile achieve, like akipata a new person with a relationship with a husband, akipatana na a new husband, like anaona ni kama achievement. So I was telling my friend that I don't feel like I want to be around that anymore, because I feel like it's against me. Okay, I'm not against people going out with their babas.
Your values.
It doesn't. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. If you whatever butters your bread, do you, boo? Yeah. Whatever rocks your boat, do you? But for me, I don't feel like it stands with my morals. So I don't feel like I want to be hearing it kama ni goal. Akuja kuangana na niambianga, la jana tulikuwa na ule different. I don't feel like I want to hear it anymore. So I was having a conversation with my friend. I was telling her that I don't know how to approach this situation. That how would I tell her that I don't want to subscribe to this YouTube channel? I want to unsubscribe. How would you unsubscribe, Susan? Do you feel like, is it going to be harsh to her? Like, is it going to be sound like her? Is it going to sound harsh?
Well, it depends on the relationship between you and your friend. If you feel like she's going to feel like she's being judged in the wrong way, then you know that's not.
But I'm not judging her. I'm like, okay, you do you. Well, do you? But I don't want to sitaki kusikia, like sitaki, because
then you just let her know.
When you listen to a gospel too much, it starts becoming your gospel. Do you know that? Like, when I listen to this, I'll be like, okay, kama Anna, and like this week ameenda amefanya hivi, next week I would want that life. Like I would want, but I don't want to subscribe to that channel. Wanja?
I don't know. To some point, I usually feel as in we are also enablers of our friends, because I mean, if it's something you don't start, obviously it's wrong. That's someone who's married, especially if they're married or in a relationship. That means you as a person, you don't respect what these people have, especially for marriage, because these people, like, they have a signed document and all that, so you don't respect that. So I feel as a friend and as a good friend, I'd let you know that if it brings a strain on our relationship. I mean, things that have a start, they also have an end. So like, if they'll feel like now they can't be my friend because I've called them out on it, that's okay. But it's something you need to let them know, because I feel as a friend, you're obligated to not see your friend going down the wrong road. Nikitu lazima umwambie. At least ajue this is not what you subscribe to.
True.
Well, for me, I think y'all should talk about it. And if she takes it in a bad way, like, just take a step back, because you can't go ingililia their relationship just because she's dating this person. That's what she likes.
And I'm saying what she likes is what, but I don't want to listen. Don't come tell me, hey, Jana, I occupied a new one. I occupied a new bed sitter. Next week, I don't want to hear it. Like, so I don't want.
Set boundaries also. If you don't want your friendship to end, then tell that person when it comes to
your personal relationships,
or the relationships you're having with those people. Let's not talk about it when we're together. Let's talk about other things.
I'm a peer ministry lead on to those things. Like, I'd be talking about other things. That's a good one. I was seeing on MTV the other day where they was talking about people who, like, they were speaking about soft life and how, like, maybe your friend has an enabler, blesser, tumuite tu blesser basi, sponsor venye si tumezoea au amezoea blessers. So has a sponsor, and this sponsor is taking her on a trip, and the sponsor is like, I want to take you and one of your friend out for the trip. Now me being me who doesn't subscribe to the sponsor life, would you go? Would you go for the trip? Or you'd be like, I don't subscribe.
I don't know.
Would you go for the soft life? Would you go to Dubai after the Euro trip?
First of all,
as the third wheel to a wrong relationship.
Anything that involves someone else using their money, there's always a catch.
True. Why?
I think that's something themselves. There's something your friend will have to do because anatag another person.
True. Ama pia ni wewe, you never know, mnaweza fika huko ageuke. Akwena another Rambo waiting for you.
Ujiskizi stories nini bless ama sugar daddy amepeleka like the chick and the friends some place kidogo wamekosana, inabidi nyinyi mmebaki mfoot them mkubeba pesa yenyu. Those things they are true stories.
They're real.
And I think people should learn to learn from other people's experience. Never let it be your experience, because when it becomes your experience,
They
They say
Talia.
the only man that can do things to you for you without expecting
Okay.
anything back
is
maybe
your
your
dad.
father.
your father.
Zazi.
Yeah.
Not daddy, your father. Your father.
Other men
Wengine.
just know you have a price to pay.
So utaenda
There's
utaenda
always a
soft
catch.
life. Utaenda Euro trip. You're like sijai panda ndege. I'm about to get an opportunity for
It should also
free.
be questionable. Like
Yeah,
this
when the
man,
deal is too good.
Think try to be honest, right? Because you'll be like, unajua obviously utafikiria because she's the one who's going with the man, mi naenda ku third wheel, so I'll have all the fun, I'll be there taking the photo.
I'm sure you'll be the truck instead.
You're there will be taking all the but to be honest, I don't think also I would in a sound too good, because obviously it's Euro trip nini, but in a sound too good, I would definitely unsubscribe. Anyway guys, unless you have any other questions, but my last question was, and I think we've answered it, how people are normally nosy, wanting to know who you are dating. So they always want to know who you are dating. Like if your friends are, if you're around friends, they're just like, hey, but they say una date nani. It's none of your business. I'm done dating.
Totally.
If I want you to know, I'd let
I feel
you
it
know.
also depends with like who is asking you the question.
No, I'm saying, these are in these ones are for nosy people. If it's if it's your friend, you would tell her before
Wale wa Instagram
Wale wa Instagram ask me,
una date nani?
it doesn't concern, because those ones are it doesn't. How will it help even if I tell you whoever I'm dating? How will it itakusaidia kivipi? You know, a question is an answer is meant to help you in a way. Like if I ask you for direction and it's going to help you, but if I ask you a question and the answer won't help you, then what was the purpose of the question?
Yeah, and also I think another thing that's a bit, I find it nosy is like when people ask you utaolewa nini, I'm like why you not getting married?
That one true. Utol. Why would you
to introduce us to
your boyfriend?
Unspoken, I don't know. I feel like there should be unspoken rules.
Yeah, you don't have to. Unless I tell you, like, I'm about to get married, then why are you asking? Even if you ask, how will that information? There was a question I even saw that maybe a couple have gotten married and it has been 2 years, 3 years, and the people are now asking, mtoto.
Yeah.
How this child, when the child comes or doesn't come, are you taking care of them? Like, these questions people should not be asking. And I know nosy people are a lot out there.
African aunties, to that point. African aunties.
I think it's just people being ignorant and
kukosa kazi. You're just like, I want to be in someone else's business. I want to be there.
Mind your business.
I want to be there. I want to be in their relationship, in their marriage, in their weight gains, in their everything they're doing. I want to be around that. Anyway, guys, we've come to the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. They're going to say their names again because they didn't say at the beginning. So we'll start here.
Hi guys, I'm Bundo.
I'm Wanja.
And I'm Susan.
Yeah, and I'm Jem. I've been your host. So make sure you subscribe to the YKTV, where there's normally a new episode out every Monday and a new episode out every Friday in all podcasting platforms. And you can find us under the GIF podcast on Instagram, gifpod.ke, on Facebook. And have a nice time.